Good morning. Hello everyone. It's Saturday lunchtime. Is it lunchtime? Yes, it's lunchtime now. Right, so I'm going to do a live today about give you a few tips. Namely, I want to give you good actionable points that you can use to do what I call N=1. N=1 means you are the experiment. Yeah, so you do things that work for you, forget what everybody else says, and forget what you read online, forget what your next door neighbor does, forget what your family do. You do what works for you, both for diet and for exercise. Yeah, so the point I'm going to give you today, hi Lucia, is 8 different points that you can start using straight away to tailor your diet and your exercise to achieve what you want to achieve based on how your body responds, based on blood tests and DNA testing and your specific goals, what you like to do and so forth. Yeah, so that you can actually start making changes to your diet and changes to your activity levels and to lifestyle so that you can achieve your goals. Yeah, and then once you find what works for you, then all you gotta do is just keep doing it, and then your results keep coming. Yeah, right, so let's get started straight away. It's nice and hot today at the moment. Well, it's hot indoors. In the car outside it's quite chilly. So first of all, point number 1, you got to wipe the slate clean. So where do you start from? Number 1, the first thing before you do anything is you got to decide what your goals are. So what you're trying to achieve. Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to improve your health? For example, if you suffer from any disorders, like you're diabetic or anything like that, is your health as a main concern? If you don't suffer from anything, you want to lose weight to look good or to feel better, is that what you're trying to do? Yeah. You're trying to deal with any other conditions that may have arthritis or anything like that. So you got to decide what your goal is first and foremost, because any diet and any exercise you do is totally based on your goal. Yeah, if you don't eat according to your goals and you don't exercise according to your goals, you will never get the results you want to get. Yeah, so decide what you want to do, be very clear what you want to do, what your goal is, your primary goal, and straight after that, the first thing you need to do is to do blood tests. Why am I saying to do blood tests? Because if you don't know what's going on inside, yeah, you are not going to be able to fix it. So you can have a perfect diet, you can have a perfect exercise regime, but if your body inside is damaged, yeah, you could have thyroid issues, you could have hormonal issues, you can do everything perfectly and the results still don't come. So you need to find out if there's anything going on internally that is not optimal, so then you can fix that before you do anything else. Otherwise you're going to be wasting your time, you're going to get very frustrated. So what kind of blood test can you do? Now, the doctors can do for you. Yes, you don't have to pay for it yourself unless the doctor refuses to do them. The first one you're going to do is full blood count. Full blood count includes, apart from including your red blood cells and your white blood cells, inflammation markers, most importantly includes kidney panel. Yeah, kidney function test. It's got the liver function test. It's got the cholesterol test. Yeah, testing all the various elements of the cholesterol, triglyceride, HDL, LDL, all the kind of stuff. So you know if you've got any issues with cholesterol. And also it's got the HbA1c test, which is a 3-month diabetic test that tells you if you've got a problem, whether you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, and so forth. Yeah, so those tests are full blood count. The doctor can be doing any time. That's normally the blood test they do when you go to the doctor and say, I don't feel well. That's the blood test they order to see if because it gives you very good indication, because it checks multiple organs. It gives you a very good indication if there's anything going wrong with you, and they will show on that. So that first of all, because you need to know if you become insulin resistant. So if blood sugar 3-month blood count is too high, that means you might not be diabetic yet, but it could be pre-diabetic or going towards the end of the higher end of the scale, which means you're already insulin resistant. Yeah, you don't fix that, you can do any diet that you want, any exercise you want, you're not going to have any results. The other thing you want to test is your thyroid. So you want to ask your doctor to do a thyroid panel. Now you're going to have some issues here because the doctor will only test 2 elements of a thyroid: TSH, which is thyroid stimulating hormone, and T4, which is an inactive form of thyroid hormone. They won't test the most important one, which is T3. So for that one, I would strongly suggest you go and do a private test for T3. And if you need to find out which companies to use, let me know, because I use one for myself and my clients all the time. Thyroid is important, because if a thyroid is not working properly, you'll never ever gonna feel better or lose weight. Yeah, so that's very important. And then you also want to test your other hormones. We're talking about estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. That goes for both male and female, by the way. Yeah, if your estrogen is out of whack, estrogen and progesterone balance is out of whack, women will know, because your period are going to be very heavy. You're going to have major issues with those one. Multiple times, they come all the time. You keep on spotting. You're going to feel knackered all the time. You're going to feel getting PMS symptoms all the time when you're not supposed to have them. You're going to be very hungry, getting cravings. Yeah, and if your estrogen is too high or too low, like by the progesterone as well, it will impede weight loss, and fat loss, and it will increase your fat storage as well, regardless of whether you can have a perfectly healthy diet. Yeah, likewise, testosterone will be too high, it could be an issue. For women it's going to be an issue, because you could end up with polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yeah, for men equally. I mean, men don't realize, but their estrogen can go very high. Yeah, and when does it tend to go high? And because out of whack with the balance with testosterone for men is when men start storing weight around the waist, because estrogen is stored in fat cells. The more fat cells you have, especially if you're overweight and obese, the more likelihood your estrogen levels are too high. Yeah, for men. And then you're going to start having problems that way, and you're never going to be able to lose weight and to fix your balance and everything, and your hunger levels and everything. Yeah, so you want to do a full blood count, you want to do a thyroid panel, including T3, and ideally antibodies, thyroid antibodies, but if you don't want to do the antibody, at least do the T3. And then hormones, we want to do estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, because if any of those are out of whack, then all your efforts to try to achieve your goal, whatever it might be, health goal or fitness goal or weight loss goals, are going to be for nothing. Yeah. Okay, number 2. When it comes to diet, the very first thing you gotta do, regardless of what diet you follow, I don't care if you're vegan, I don't care if you're carnivore, I don't care if you're keto, I don't care if you're vegetarian, the first thing you gotta do is remove all processed food. So when we talk about processed food, we're talking about 2/3 of your supermarkets. Don't go there. That's all processed food. So what's my definition of processed food? This is the definition I give my clients to make sure they understand what it is. If it didn't fly, if it didn't walk, if it didn't swim, or if it didn't grow from a tree or grow from the ground, it's processed. It's that simple. So if you got no limitation to your food, I mean, you don't follow, like, for example, vegan diet, any type of animal, any type of vegetables and fruit, yeah, nuts, that's fine, is good. It's all natural stuff, yeah. If you follow a vegan diet, obviously you wouldn't touch the animal, so you're just plant-based. If you follow carnivore like myself, it's all animal-based, we don't touch plants, yeah. Regardless, it does not matter. It does not matter whether you're vegan or carnivore. It does make no difference. You do not touch processed food. So, when you go and buy these Weight Watchers meals, because you're following Weight Watchers diets, the ready meals, they are processed. Your cereals are processed. I don't care if they say Weetabix are healthy for you. No, they're not healthy for you. It's ultimate processed food. Yeah. So cereals, any of these bars, protein bars, they got very little protein. They got a lot of sugar. On even naked bars, no, that you don't have naked bars. They got nuts and fruit. People think they're healthy. Well, it's healthy food. No. Did you see the naked bar growing from the tree? No, you didn't. That's processed. Now the fruit grows from the tree. I've got no problem with you having a piece of fruit and a handful of nuts. That's how you have it. You don't have it in the shape of a naked bar. Yeah, and that's just to name one of the many bars there. So that's how it works. Yeah, you have a food as it comes in nature. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the definition of processed food. You remove all processed foods, 60% of your work is done. Done. So whether you want to improve your health or whether you want to lose weight, You want to put on muscle, you remove 60% of the processed food, you don't, all the processed food, 60% is done, finished. You only got to work on the 40% now. Much easier, yeah? Okay, number 3, do you need supplements? I've got a big gripe with this because there are so many supplements companies out there, and they all tell you, oh yes, we need supplements, we need this, we need the other one, and no, I'm sorry. All of it is bull. If you have a diet made from food that is as it comes in nature, so it's not refined carbohydrate, processed food, it's not refined vegetable oils, it's not sugars, yeah, you know, unnatural sugars. Now, if you have a diet that's natural with food as it comes in nature, you will have all the supplements you ever need, yeah? So that's what I'm saying. There are, when the diet is not natural, it contains a lot of processed foods, whether you want to class it as healthy or not, then you're going to need supplements. But then again, how do you know what you need? Yeah, so don't listen to company trying to give you supplements that are healthy for you because they're based on your DNA. What does your DNA know about you? It doesn't know what you're eating. Yeah, the only way to know if you need a supplement is to do a blood test. That's the only way to know. Yeah, you test it. So if you think you're deficient in iron, you do iron test, you do vitamin test and mineral tests. It will tell you straight away if you're deficient. Only then you get a supplement. You only get the supplement you need. You don't go and buy these multi-vitamin supplements in the supermarket. You know, the waste of money. They got insy-winsy bits of every little vitamin. Yeah, it's not enough to make any difference. And then you get vitamins you don't need anyway. Yeah. One diet that you know for sure, that we know for sure, that deficient is vegan diet. Yeah, and this is not, I'm probably going to get a lot of bad comments from vegans, and I don't care. The bottom line is there is no B12 vitamin in the plant world, does not exist. Yeah, so if you're vegan, trust me, do a blood test and you'll find out you're B12 deficient. Then you need to take a supplement. Yeah, so that's the one that we know for sure. Now, you could become deficient in certain vitamins or mineral through other things that got nothing to do with your diet. Like, for example, if you're a woman, they're going through the perimenopause, the period before the menopause, your periods go all over the place, your hormones are all over the place, you may have a period of very, very heavy bleeding. Then you can become iron deficient very easily. You can be folate deficient, yeah? So throughout your life, things will change. Your hormones change. It's not just necessarily the diet that gives you deficiency. Very often is lifestyle that causes deficiency, yeah? You might not absorb things. So if you got like like me, I've got low stomach acid, yeah? So I can eat the perfect diet, but if I've got low stomach acid, I cannot absorb you know, the nutrients properly because I haven't got enough acid to break it down properly. Yeah, so I need to take beta-NaCl to make sure that I've got enough stomach acid, you know, to allow me to break down the food I eat. Okay, so but how do you know? You don't know unless you test. You gotta test. Don't take people's you know, word for it. What do they know? You know, the DNA test don't know if you need a supplement. They don't know if you need this or you need the other one. It's a test based on your DNA. It's your genetic predisposition for something. Does not mean you've got a deficiency unless you test for it, blood test, and then you know if you got the deficient. Yeah, okay. So other type of time that you might need supplements is, for example, if you do a lot of activity, you sweat a lot, especially in the summertime, you may need to take some electrolytes in, not just water, yeah? But you will know because you get headaches, you feel tired all the time, you know if you're deficient in some electrolytes, yeah? But those will be, you know, occasions, you know, you need to be very, very active, you know, and sweat a lot and you sweat out a lot. So ketogenic diet can give you some electrolyte imbalances because ketogenic diet with carbohydrates are so low that you flush out a lot of your water and with that a lot of your electrolytes. So very often if you ketogenic diet, you may need to take electrolyte supplements, you know, potassium, magnesium, and sodium, sometimes calcium as well, you know, to help you out. But those are you know, occasional thing, but whatever, any supplement you decide to take, please test yourself. Have your blood test, and if you don't know where to have a blood test, let me know. As I said, there's a company I use for myself and my client. I use them for many years, and you can get your answers that way. Yeah. Right, number 4. So do you suffer from any disorder or allergies? Now this will impact on how you can tailor your diet to you, of course. If you got an autoimmune disorder, you know there are foods that you have to avoid like the plague, that are not an option. Yeah. If you suffer from any autoimmune disorder, gluten is out. Any form of gluten. Dairy products out. Soy products are out. And nightshade vegetables are out. Yeah, so nightshade vegetables are your potatoes, your peppers, your chili, all the spices, the kind of spices, potatoes, aubergines, yeah, those kind of vegetables there. They call nightshades, and they're a big no-no if you got autoimmune disorder. That's the very basic of the autoimmune protocol. Those are out of your diet for good. Yeah, but you can have allergies. I mean, we all got different allergies. Yeah, some people may have allergies to shellfish. Some people have allergies to other things. Yeah, so if you got allergies, you have to take those into account, obviously, for your when you formulate your diet, what you can have. Yeah, and also try to make the diet as varied as possible. Yeah, because if you eat the same things all the time, you will likelihood develop an intolerance to certain food when you're having too many things. Yeah, there are certain exceptions to that, and I can tell you for sure one exception to that is being carnivore, because I've eaten meat all the time, only meat, and I've got no intolerances to that, you know, and I'm intolerant to a lot of things. Yeah, so there are some exceptions. Yeah, but generally speaking, if you have the same thing all the time, sooner or later you're going to develop intolerances to those foods until you remove them for a while, and then you can reintroduce them later on. Yeah, okay. So keep in mind, well, if you got autoimmune disorders, you need to remove those food I mentioned, and if you got allergies, obviously those need to be not to be included. Yeah, but if you stick to a diet that is only got unprocessed food, yeah, so you got food as they come in nature, then most of the time is, you know, you're on the clear. Yeah, most of the time. Right, another thing that you can use to help you with your goals is fasting. Now, why fasting? Well, fasting, first of all, the human body is not built to eat 24/7. I know that's something we like to do, and people like to eat just because it's there. They go out, they have a coffee, they have a piece of cake with a coffee. You know, we have started to associate socializing with eating. We can't socialize unless we're eating or we're drinking. I mean, that's so wrong. You know, the digestive system needs a break. Just like if you go to the gym and you train hard, then you need to give your muscle a break. Yeah, that's when they rebuild and repair, and that's when they build up. Yeah, the digestive system is the same. It needs to have a break, and it needs to have a break ideally of at least 12 hours a day. Yeah, if you think about it, the old days, even, you know, going back to Paleolithic era, I mean, we didn't used to eat 3 meals a day. Yeah, so, and even if you were eating 3 meals a day, it was over a restricted period of time. So overnight you will fast. Yeah, and you have at least 10 to 12 hour fasting. We are not doing that anymore because we're going to bed later, we're eating later, we get up early, we're eating earlier, and that window of fast is going down the drain. So how can fast help you? Well, fast helps you in many things. Not only gives you the digestive system a break, it helps improve your digestion. It helps with weight loss, of course, because you know, you're fasting. When you're not eating, the body has to use its own fat storage for energy. Guess what? You're burning fat. You know, that's the best way to lose weight. And of course, there's other benefit like longevity. There's autophagy, which is the body's way of getting rid of sick and diseased cells and regenerate with brand new cells. That only happens after you've been fasting for a certain amount of hours. Yeah, and that is, you know, is your body cleansing itself. Yeah, so fasting is good for you. What should you do? How long should you fast? Well, how long is convenient for you? How long is suitable for you? I would suggest start with the 12-hour fast, 12-hour fast, 12-hour feed. So let's say you do a normal 9 to 5 job. You can start breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning, finish eating at 7 o'clock in the evening. That's 12 hours. And then don't eat anything until 7 o'clock the following morning. That's 12 hours. Easy peasy. Yeah, that's the bare minimum. I'm talking about health. That's the bare minimum. You need to give your digestive system a break. Now, if you want to get the extra benefit, like weight loss and autophagy, so longevity, anti-aging, all that kind of stuff, then you need to fast for longer. Yeah, ideally you want to fast for a bare minimum of 16 hours. Yeah, if you can do longer, it's better, but to get all the other benefits. And of course, to get the longer you fast, the more the benefits you get. So if you can squeeze in a 2-day fast every now and again, and even longer fast if you can, 3-4 days, then you get even more benefits. Yeah, but if it's too much for you, just the thought of going without food is impossible, then start with the 12-hour fast, meaning that you don't eat overnight. Yeah, the body runs on circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm means that is with the lights, with the sun, and with the night, daytime, nighttime. The body is built, a human body at least, is built to feed during daylight and to fast during nighttime. Yeah, so in an ideal world, if you follow that, you will in the winter month to be eating less. Yeah, because you only got a small window of time. You only light until 4:30 in the afternoon, and then you fast longer. In the summer month, you can eat for longer, and then you fast a little bit less. You adjust yourself. But if you think about it, in the summertime, when it's light, we're more active as well. Yeah, okay. In the winter time, we're less active, so we don't need quite so much food. In the summertime, we're more active, so if you eat a little bit longer, that's not the end of the world. Yeah, so it is all part of our circadian rhythm. Yeah, and if we follow what the body's supposed to do and how our life used to be many years ago, we wouldn't have many of the issues we got now, like obesity and diabetes and all those type of stuff. It's just we got so used to having it now, having it for free with the minimum amount of effort, and eating, because God forbid, if you don't eat for 3 hours, you're going to pass out. Now you're not going to pass out. You got plenty fat to last you for days and months before you pass out. Yeah, so okay, so fasting will help you both from weight loss perspective and from a health perspective. Start from what you can do and slowly build it up. Yeah, by the way, fasting is not going to happen if you got a diet high in carbohydrates, especially sugars and refined carbohydrate, because you're going to be starving. Because what sugars and processed food do, they make you hungry. They make you crave for more. So you'll never last for more than 2 hours. That's why I say get rid of all that crap, the processed food. That's 60% of the equation dealt with, and you're going to consider it for the 40%, yeah, to get your goals. There are some cautions to do with fasting. So fasting is not recommended for pregnant women, obviously, because it's a fast you need to eat. Doesn't mean that you stuff your face. It just means that perhaps you can do, you can do 12-12. It shouldn't be a problem, 12-hour eating, 12-hour fasting. But you wouldn't want to do just the longer period, like 18-hour fasting or anything like that. And obviously, because, you're more risk of things like passing out, fainting and stuff like that. You wouldn't be doing long fast when you're pregnant either, But if you 12 hours of eating, 12 hours fast, that should be pretty much doable for most pregnant women. Yeah. Eating disorders, people with eating disorders. Now, the only time you will want to get involved with fasting, if you suffer from eating disorders in the past, you need to know you've gone over that problem. Yeah. So, because otherwise you could bring back the eating disorder. Yeah. The mentality of weight loss, fat loss, it can bring it back to the surface. Yeah. I myself suffer from eating disorders in the past, so I'm telling you from experience. Yeah, you have to be clear. I've cleared my eating disorder, turned my life around, but I concentrate whenever I need the me time. I'm in the gym. That's what I do. I don't try to control my food, from a negative perspective. Yeah, I control it because I got autoimmune disorders, and I want to stop those from progressing and getting more autoimmune disorders from health perspective. Yeah, but I follow OMAD, so 1 meal a day. Yeah, because I'm carnivore, I don't need to eat more than 1 meal a day because carnivore lifestyle suits me perfectly, and I'm not hungry. Yeah, so but if I was following the standard English diet, then I can guarantee you I'd be struggling to have 1 meal a day. I'll be starving all the time, because it's high in carbohydrate, refined sugars, bad fats and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And of course, type 1 diabetic as well have to be careful, because type 1 diabetic, obviously you don't produce insulin, so you have to eat fairly regularly. Yeah. But again, control your food. You don't have processed food, and if you go lower carb, yeah, then you will be fine. So type 1 diabetic normally don't have a problem with weight gain. It's more trying to control the condition, yeah, with insulin and stuff like that. By the way, there is the Paleomedicina clinic in Hungary. They've actually produced many studies. Among those ones, hi Wendy, among those ones, they've actually produced studies on type 1 diabetic. They've been put on a carnivore style diet, very high fat, lower protein, and they've been able to actually get those people off insulin completely. But the caveat to that was that you have to follow the diet 110% and no cheating. The moment you cheat, that's it, you need insulin again. Yeah, so that goes to show that food can fix pretty much everything. Yeah, they've actually had very good result with cancer as well, halting the progression of cancer. So if you want to look into that, it's Paleomedicina in Hungary. Google it. They publish many studies on PubMed and ResearchGate for cancer, for Crohn's disease, for autism, for diabetes, and all cured using this Paleolithic ketogenic diet, which is basically meat-based, mainly meat-based, and high fat, very high fat, lower protein, 2:1 fat to protein ratio. Yeah. And they're achieving amazing results. Yeah. So as I say, food will fix you. Yeah, but you need to know you got an issue in the first place. So fasting as a method, both from health perspective and for weight loss perspective, that's your goal. That's great. Yeah. Now, DNA testing. So I want to include DNA testing in this live because there is a lot of misunderstanding DNA testing. As you know, if you follow me, you've seen my live before, I'm a big fan of DNA testing because it gives us a very good understanding of where our starting point. Yeah. The problem is that people think when they get DNA test result, they think that's it. That's me now. That's what's wrong with me now. And that's not the case. So what happens when the DNA test? The DNA test basically tells you what genetic mutation you have and what they mean to you. So the genes we've given is our cards, yeah, the cards we've been dealt. You can't change your genes, yeah, but just because you got a gene, like for example, you got a gene like myself for celiac disease, yeah, I've got the genes for the celiac disease, so that's my sister. I've got developed celiac disease, my sister didn't. Yeah, so that's the difference. What genes we have does not mean we're going to develop the disease, whether that condition, whether it's good or bad. Yeah, what determines if you're going to develop a condition is our lifestyle plus our environment. Yeah, so lifestyle includes diet, activity, sleep, stress levels. Yeah. And environment is where we live, okay, how polluted it is, what's in the water, and so forth. So those are the things that affect whether your bad genes are activated and therefore you develop a disease, or whether they remain dormant, like in my sister's case. Yeah, and to give an example is my sister and I, we both have these celiac genes, 2 of them, and I lived in Italy for 19 years, eating all the things you should have been eating for celiac, so bread, pizza, pasta. It was Italian, raised that way, yeah. I came to the UK and within 6 years I developed celiac disease. Why? Because at the time, I was still eating the same foods, but at the time, my lifestyle was chaotic. I was working in financial services. I was sleeping very little because I was rushing around. I had a 4-year-old child that I had to, bring up by myself. I was stressed out on my brain with the massive mortgage on my head. I was working all hours got sent, yeah, and I was stressed out financially, both because from a financial point of view and from a physical point of view. I was living on 4 venti cappuccinos a day. Venti is the biggest cup you can possibly have, numerous chocolate bars from the vending machine at work because I didn't have time to leave to go to have lunch. Yeah, so bad diet, stress level, poor sleep, you know, worry, boom, genes activated, bang, I'm celiac. Yeah, in Italy I wasn't stressed. Why? Because I was living at home. Yeah, family was paying for everything. I didn't have any stresses. I had minor stresses, you know, but nothing big stress. Yeah, stress, responsibility, and everything. So that's what activated my gene. So would I recommend you do a genetic test, DNA test? Absolutely. Why? Because the DNA test will tell you how your body responds to things like carbohydrates, proteins, fat. So it gives you a very good indication whether your body, you are somebody who can have a standard diet, a Mediterranean diet, yeah, or whether somebody needs to go low carb because your body doesn't work well with carb and it stores them as fat very quickly, making you put on weight, yeah, or whether fats are an issue for you. You might be okay with carbs, maybe not very good for fat, so you might go on a higher carb, lower fat diet, yeah. So, and that gives you an indication. It also tells you your predisposition for certain disease or disorders, yeah, celiac, lactose intolerance. I did the test with 23andMe, and they do everything. They test if you're a carrier for many genes for all sorts of conditions, yeah. If you got the BRCA genes and all that kind of stuff, which is, you know, the cancer genes, breast cancer and those kind of things. So absolutely, for those things is very good, because you need to know if you are a carrier of any of those genetic mutations. It's good to know for yourself and for your family as well, your children as well. The one thing you need to understand though is that DNA does not know what's happened from the moment you were born, so your genetic profile was formed, to now. Yeah, so for example, my DNA test did not know that I'm celiac. Then I've got Hashimoto, so underactive thyroid. Yeah, you know what diet I follow and anything. So it was recommending me to have a lower carb diet. But yes, you can have grains, you can have cereals, you can have that's the kind of stuff. Did not know I can't have that because I'm celiac. Doesn't know it. It can't know. It just looks at your genes, your baseline. Yeah. Likewise, a genetic test will always tell you if you've got predisposition for a folate deficiency, for vitamin B, vitamin B12, vitamin D, vitamin K, over an array of different vitamins. If you've got predisposition for deficiency, it does not mean that you've got a deficiency. That's what I'm saying. You know, and I've spoken to people in the past who, you know, follow what DNA test was doing. They were told, oh, you're B12 deficient, or you got predisposition for B12 deficient. They started, supplementing B12. Guess what? It went too high and it needed to come off immediately. Yeah. So you don't use the DNA test to think what it tells you is gospel. What it's telling you is this is you. This is your genetic profile. This is what you're predisposed to. But your diet, your activity, your stress level, your sleep, your environment will determine if you're gonna get these bad things happening to you. Now, if you have a balanced diet, yeah, based on real food, not processed food, you're not gonna develop B12 deficiency. You're not gonna develop vitamin D deficiency, folate deficiency. You're not gonna have any problem because it's real food. When you process food, you're gonna start having problem, because guess what? Glucose, yeah, competes with vitamin C in your body. Yeah, glucose is everywhere. It's sugar. It's in all processed foods. Yeah, the more processed food you have, the higher requirement for vitamin C you're gonna have, because it competes in the body with vitamin C. I'm on a carnivore diet. I don't touch any sugar. I don't touch any carbohydrate, any vegetable, any vitamin, any fruit, nothing. Yeah, I'm not deficient in vitamin C. Why? Where is my vitamin C coming from? Well, it's coming from meat. It's coming from liver. Yeah. But my need for vitamin C is a lot less than the average person, because it doesn't have to compete with carbohydrates and glucose. Yeah, so that's what you have to understand. Your diet makes a huge difference, yeah, to what's happening to your genes and the activation of the genes. Yeah, you eat healthily, you eat real food, 60% of the work is done. Yeah, but don't use this DNA test to guess you're gonna have a deficiency. And now there's a new things coming out. Now there's a I've seen that in an application that I'm using that tells me, interprets my DNA. And I've also seen there's other companies out there promoting these at the moment. They say they can give you supplements based on your DNA profile. So the supplement is what you're gonna know, because what you're gonna need. So do a DNA test and we'll give you a supplement of just what you need. That is rubbish. Your DNA test does not know what you need. It tells you got predisposition for something. The only way to know is blood test. Please don't fall for this, because now, because it's got the DNA tag on it, oh, is for me, is only for me, is only tailored to me. It's not. It can't be tailored to you just based on a DNA test. It can't. The only way to know is a blood test, because the diet, your stress level, your sleep quality, all of that impact on how you absorb things. Yeah, whether you're going to be deficient or not. As I told you before, if you haven't got enough stomach acid, that is going to impact whether you absorb all the nutrient. You might be deficient. If, like me, you're celiac, I only absorb maybe, if I'm lucky, 50 to 60% of my nutrient or food I eat. Yeah, because with celiac disease, the villi, which are the little things on the wall of your intestines that absorb the nutrient from the food, are truncated. Yeah, they've been damaged for celiac, so they can't absorb. Some of them are being truncated, some of them are working. So only some of them can absorb the food. That means they only absorb less than what, you know, the average person will absorb. Yeah. Okay. So those are the things that make difference. So please don't fall for these little tricks here. Oh, you know, we got a supplement based on your own specific DNA. No, it doesn't exist. Yeah, not yet anyway. Not until the DNA can tell exactly now at this point in time how your food, how your environment, how your stress level, your lifestyle has affected your DNA. And none of the DNA tests can do that at the moment. Maybe in future, but not at the moment. Okay, so this is to do with the diet. Yeah, so we cover the diet, we cover find out what you, from your blood test, if you got any hormonal issues or any thyroid issues, or if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, or if you got any problem with your liver or with your kidneys, you know, or cholesterol, for blood test. First thing, decide what you want to do. What is your goal? Then remove all the processed food from your diet. First thing you do, get it out. Yeah. Consider if you need supplements. So as I say, some diet will need supplements. Vegans will need B12 for sure. Yeah, but some, if you're at, you know, perimenopausal and you have heavy bleeds, then you may need some iron. Again, test for that. Ketogenic people need more electrolytes. Again, check that first. If you've got an autoimmune disorder or any allergies, again, that needs to be taken into account with your diet. Yeah, going to autoimmune protocol or avoiding obviously the food you're allergic to. Fasting is a tool to be used to improve both your health and achieve your weight loss goal, if that's what you want to achieve. Yeah, so 12-hour fasting bare minimum. If you can do 18-6, 18-hour fast, 6-hour eat, or you can do OMAD, like what I do, 1 meal a day. That's pretty much 20-hour fasting. Yeah, or you can do a longer fast every so often, so eat normally and then once a month do a 2-day fast or 24-hour fast. You know, there's different ways of doing the fast, using the fasting to help you. DNA testing, how to use it. Yes, it helps you to understand, you know, what food might work for you, you know, protein, what macronutrient work for you, whether you're predisposed for any vitamin or mineral deficiencies, whether you're carrying any genes that could be problematic, like brachia genes, anything like that. Great, but understand there's only 50% of the equation. The other 50% is coming from your lifestyle, from your environment, yeah, to activate those genes, yeah. So that's from the diet side of things. Let's look at the exercise. Same thing with the exercise. What are your goals? Are you trying to tone up? Yeah. Are you trying to build muscle? Are you trying to lose fat? Is it for performance? You got a marathon coming up, you know. We just had a London marathon, you know, last weekend. Or it could be a triathlon, you know, whatever might be the case. So your exercise has to be based on what your goal is. Yeah. by the way, with if you do DNA testing, it will tell you how you can exercise more efficiently based on your DNA, and that's one thing I definitely would recommend, because it will tell you if you're more fast twitch or slow twitch based. Let me explain what it means. So if you are somebody who likes to run, you know, for long period of time, you know, but you hate doing interval training, so sprinting and stuff like that, burst of, you know, explosive work, then you're more likely to be slow twitch based, means you're endurance based. Think more Farah type of person. Yeah. If you're somebody who hates running long period of time, but you don't mind sprinting, doing a few sprints here and there, weightlifting, you know, heavy weights, power work, you're more fast twitch based, which means you're more power based. Yeah, so you got more fast twitch muscle. Now the DNA test will tell you if you're more power based or endurance based. That means you can then adjust the exercise based on what you want to achieve. Yeah, so you work more your favorable side. So if, like me, I'm 60% power based. Yeah, I could have told you ages ago because I hate running. I've trained clients for London Marathon, believe me, I hate every minute of that, but I had to do it as part of my job. But you know, weightlifting, power work, sprinting, that is what I love. Yeah, and so the DNA test just confirmed what I already knew. Now, whatever I want to achieve, whether I want to bulk up, whether I want to lose fat, whatever, I have to exploit my strength point, which is power. But at the same time, I have to put a little bit of endurance. You can't just have one thing because, you know, it's not balanced. Yeah, so you use that information to model your workout based on your goal, what you want to achieve, but also based on your DNA. Because if you follow your DNA, what you're more predisposed for, what you're better at, in my case power, you get results faster. You know, if I just did endurance based type of exercise, because weightlifting can be endurance when you do more repetition with lighter weights, there's more endurance. Yeah, I will not achieve what I want to do. If I want to put on muscle and I do mainly endurance exercises, for me it's not going to work. I will achieve a little bit and will never achieve where I want to go. Yeah, but if I put more power-based exercise, explosive movements, I put more heavy weight, yeah, and some endurance work, then I will achieve my result. I will achieve them faster because I'm working with my body, with my DNA rather than against it. Yeah, so, but you don't have to do a DNA test. You know, you can tell if you like running, like, you know, long-term running for 40-50 minutes, the same pace, you love that, but you hate sprinting, then you're endurance-based. If you hate running, yeah, or long-term, slow, steady pace exercise, but you like power-based stuff, you know, explosive stuff, then you're more power-based. That's the simple way to find out. You don't have to do a DNA test for that, yeah? Okay? So, but regardless of what your goal is, whether it's to tone up, build muscle, lose fat, or performance, there is a minimum level activity you have to do, yeah? So, if you looking to lose body fat, you want to have a bit more cardio, yeah? So you want to have, ideally, you need to do some form of exercise that gets your heart rate high enough, yeah, that feels a bit uncomfortable every single day for at least 30 minutes. That's the baseline recommendation for just basic health, yeah? Now, if you want to lose weight, yeah, lose body fat, then you want to also have weightlifting, because I'm sorry, you know, you can starve yourself and go to the gym every day, spend an hour on the treadmill, and you know what you're going to do? Yes, you're going to lose weight, but you're going to look like crap. You're going to look floppy because you got no muscle mass. So you want to lift weights at least twice a week, at least, yeah, and then do some cardio. But I would go for high interval training rather than, you know, an hour on the treadmill. Do from burst, you know, sprints or fast pace. You're going to cross trainer, fast for a little bit, slow, fast for a little bit, slow, 8 to 10 rounds. Yeah, that will achieve a lot more from fat loss than spending an hour on the cross trainer doing the same level. Yeah, same level of difficulty. Of course, if you want to do, if you want to bulk up, build more muscle, then you need to do a lot more weightlifting, heavy weightlifting, as well as some lighter weightlifting. But you need to do a lot more weightlifting, a little bit less cardio, because of course, if you do too much cardio, guess what? The body's not going to get enough. Yeah, it's going to get too much cardio. It's going to start using your muscle. Yeah, and then you're going to undermine what you're doing. Yeah, if you want to bulk up, you're going to do lots of weight more regularly. At least I would say Bare minimum 3 times a week. You can do 4 times a week, be ideal. And then any cardio you do, you want it to be interval training, high intensity interval training. Don't go on the treadmill for an hour, because you're going to undo your muscle needs to recover as well. Yeah. Of course, you know, if you just want to be active, you don't want to build muscle or lose weight, just want to be active, at least 30 minutes of exercise every day where your heart rate goes high enough so you can't hold a conversation. Yeah, whether you do that through swimming, through power walking, through the gym, doesn't matter. You know, that's what you need to do. Okay. And finally, the other thing they need to know, so once you applied all these for the diet, so, you know, control your process, take away your processed food, check your blood, check your hormones, check if you got any deficiencies, address the deficiency, apply some fasting if you want to, have a DNA test to see what works for you, what doesn't work for you if you want to. Yeah. Then do the exercise that is relevant to your specific needs. Yeah. Then the one thing you need to do is monitor progress. You cannot guess. You cannot guess. Yeah, because guess what? People say, oh, I can go by how my clothes fit. You wear a pair of jeans. You put them in the wash. You wear them the next time, they feel tighter. Doesn't mean you put on weight. No, you haven't. After you worn them for a few days, the loser. Doesn't mean you lost weight. No, it doesn't. Yeah. So is not a right way of monitoring things. The best way to monitor things is get a tape measure. Measure the areas of your body that you're not happy with, that you want to improve. Yeah. So whether you want, it's not necessarily weight loss. If somebody is, you know, a guy wants to bulk up, measure your biceps. Yeah, your arms. See if it's gonna grow. You know, you want to measure your chest if you want to get the getting bigger. Yes, there's different way you can monitor. If you want to lose weight, typically you want to do. Ladies like to do arms as well because they tend to get bingo wings going on. You want to, you know, lose some fat there as well. Arms, chest, waist. We ladies tend to do. Waist at the belly button and also below the belly button where the love handles are, because we tend to, as ladies, we tend to put weight on the belly but below the belly button as well. Yeah, so tend to do upper body, chest, yeah, as well, because that's fat around the back and the sides. Legs, if that's an area of concern for you as well. If you're not, don't bother. And you take the measurement immediately. As soon as you decide to change things for yourself. So take the measurement first of all and measure yourself at least every 4 weeks. Yeah, because you want to see what's happening. The tape measure will tell you if you're losing fat. Yeah, because fat is volume, you shrink. Now, you can stand on the scale. A word of warning for scales. Scale tells you not, if it's a standard scale, just gives you a number, is pointless. Why? Because what weighs the most? Muscle. Water weighs. So if you go if you do an exercise, you know, if you do some exercise for, say, 30 minutes, you're going to lose a lot of water weight. Yeah, you sweat it out. You go on the scale, it's going to tell you you're 2 pounds lighter. You say, well, I lost weight. You drink a glass of water, 2 pounds heavier. That's what happens. Yeah, so it's not a realistic measure unless you get what I use, which is a bioimpedance scale, where it measures your muscle mass, your body fat, your visceral fat, your hydration level, of course your weight, visceral fat, I said that, bone mass, you know, then you can see every time how those are changing. While you might still weigh 60 kilos, but, you know, a month ago might have been 30% body fat, and now your weight still 60 kilos, but you're down to 25% body fat. You put on 3 kilos of muscle mass. Yeah, that's much better. And you'll notice that because when you go and do your tape measurements, the measurement going to be less because, yes, you lost fat. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Please don't go just by scale. If you got a standard scale, you don't need to go and invest in the bioimpedance scale. You can use a standard scale, but then use the tape measure with it as well, because then it gives you a better idea what's really going on. Yeah. Okay. I will also say take pictures. You know, they say picture paints say 1,000 words. Yeah, that's what it is. Take a picture of yourself at the beginning. Take a picture of yourself at the end of every month or every 4 weeks, whenever that may be. Yeah, you will see, you know, yourself shrinking if you eating properly, only real food, you know, applying a little bit of fasting, you know, whichever way you want to apply, whichever way works for you. Make sure that your hormones are okay. So by testing them, checking for any supplements if you need any supplements, you know, and exercise in line with what your body, your genetic profile, and what you know, what works for you and your goals, then you will get results. Yeah, if you don't get results, something is out of whack, something's not working. That's when I would strongly recommend that you also keep a food diary. There's a lot of applications out there that are free. I use MyFitnessPal with my clients, yeah, because then I can see what they're doing. I can send them messages. They record their food daily. Or let me rephrase them. Some of them record their food daily. Some of them are naughty and they don't, and then they suffer by not getting results. Yeah, so that's how it works. So you record your food daily, so you can see what's going on, how many proteins, how many carbs, how many fats you're having. You know, get an idea of calorie balance as well. And then when you see at the end of a month work well, then you know you got the right, you know, dietary approach. Yeah, if all of a sudden things starts not working well, you go back, and can guarantee you will find days when something else is slipped in, maybe an extra snack, or maybe something changed, something that's not working for you. And then you can tell straight away, because if you keep a record, you can see straight away what the problem is. If you don't keep a record, you think, what is it? You know, what is it? Why am I not losing weight anymore? What is going on? Yeah, it might be your calories are too low. And if you go too low on your calories, guess what? Your body's going to hold on to fat, because it thinks the body does not understand diet. The body understands famine and feast. So when you're starving it because you're trying to lose weight the wrong way, by starving it and doing huge amount of cardio, yeah, the body's thinking, oh, famine, stress. Hold on to fat. Let's get rid of what's burning the most amount of calorie. Muscle. It burns your muscle and it holds on to fat. And then you look 10 times worse. Yeah, so you won't know that unless you keep records of your food, yeah, record of your measurements, and also records of how you feel, your energy level. As I always say, the best way to find out if a diet is working for you is using the HEC acronym, as I call it. Yes, HEC. H stands for hunger. If you're hungry, that means it's not working. Either you're eating the wrong food, possibly too much processed stuff, sugary stuff, or not enough food, yeah, or what you're eating doesn't work for you specifically, yeah. So you shouldn't be hungry when you eat the right food for you. E stands for energy. Now, if you're feeling exhausted, you know, tired, exhausted, and achy all the time, that's not working for you. You're doing something wrong. It could be overtraining, yeah, by the way, because you're doing too much training, you're eating the right diet, you're still going to feel exhausted, yeah. So those are the things you need to look at, not just the diet, but also the exercise, activity level. You might not be sleeping enough, yeah. So the four pillar of health: diet, exercise, sleep, and stress. Those are the ones that you need to watch out for. So energy, any of those four could affect those ones, yeah. And then finally, craving. If you're constantly craving for something, yeah, that means something is not right, yeah, in your diet or in your energy balance, you know, in your stress level, your recovery level, yeah, something is wrong. The only time when I say watch your cravings is because sometimes the body makes you crave for food. Now, if you're craving for a donut, that is not it's not a good thing, yeah. That means it's just you wanting sugar stuff, yeah. But if you crave, sometimes you may get craving for, you know, for cheese, okay? Think craving for apple or craving for nuts. Now, if you're craving real food, often it's your body telling you deficient on a micronutrient. Yeah, could be vitamins or could be mineral. Yeah. So you don't know which one it is, and you're deficient. I'll give you an example. I started getting lots of cravings for eggs and for butter all of a sudden. I wasn't eating eggs, yeah, at all. I did remove them from my diet under the autoimmune protocol because they used to give me skin rash, yeah, and never used to fill me up. So I removed them from my diet for a long time. But I started getting literally craving for eggs any way possible. I just couldn't think of anything but eggs, and I thought that can't be, you know, that's not normal. It's something must be. So and I and Kerrygold butter as well. And I thought, what is going on here? And I thought, maybe it's the fat. I'm craving the fat. I'm not having enough fat in my diet. You know, carnivore, you have to make sure you have enough fat. So as I increased the fat, made no difference. I said, what the hell is it? And then I listened to a podcast where this person was doing a podcast. It was keto podcast, and he was saying that when one of his children, when he was young, he was going to the fridge and he was having chunks of butter, just eating it like that. Yeah, by the way, I can eat it like that as well. I love butter. You know, literally eating it like that. And they just thought it was hilarious. Yeah, until all of a sudden he got ill and they found that he was really deficient in vitamin D. Yeah, so I thought, oh my god, maybe that's what it is. So I started introducing eggs, yeah, again in my diet and everything. I said, well, if I need egg, I'm going to give you some eggs, making sure I didn't get any response. And after a while I tested my vitamin D, and vitamin D is back to normal. Yeah, so, and vitamin D is actually, my vitamin D is within the range, but it's on the lower end of the range. Yeah, so and I know I need vitamin D because my DNA tells me I've got a genetic mutation, which means I'm more likely to be deficient in vitamin D. Now, I'm Italian, you know, I'm used to a lot of sunshine. I live in England, and you know what it's like in England. I mean, you get sunshine whenever you know, it happens every now and again, although sometimes you do get some good days anyway. So I'm already genetically predisposed to deficient vitamin D. I'm not having the vitamin D from the sun that I used to have when I was younger, and I removed you know, one of the foods richest in vitamin D, which is eggs. Yeah, yes, I was having meat and I was having liver, but that was not enough for my own specific mutation. Yeah, so I reintroduced eggs and vitamin D is back to normal, but I need to keep an eye on that. Yeah, so I'm having more liver now to help me, and the eggs, and now everything seems to be fine at the moment. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is you don't know, you know, how your body responds to things, how you can develop any issues unless you test and unless you listen to how your body responds to things. Yeah, and cravings sometimes are a way for your body to tell you, hey, knock on the door, I'm missing something, I need something. Yeah, if you're craving real food, then chances are the craving is your body telling you this, it needs it. It needs the food. If you're craving crap like processed food, then no, it's not, because that is a sugar craving. Yeah, that is a dependence. Yeah, sugar makes you very dependent. Is very addictive. So that's an addiction craving. It's not a micronutrient need craving. Yeah, so that's what you need to distinguish. So hunger level, energy level, cravings, those are the three things will tell you what you're doing, both diet wise, lifestyle wise, and exercise wise, if it's working for you. And if it's not working, make changes. Yeah, find out what it is that's not working for you. Very often you may have to do more blood tests. I do my blood tests every 2 to 3 months to check everything. I check from cholesterol, I check from HbA1c, I check my liver function, my kidney function, my thyroid, because of you got Hashimoto. Yeah, other autoimmune markers, vitamin deficiency. I check everything. Yeah, every 2 to 3 months I check it. Why? Because, you know, I'm going through the menopause at the moment, so my hormones are all over the place at the moment. They impact how my thyroid works. Yeah, so, and impact other things. So they can give deficiency, rise to deficiencies. They can make me feel like crap. Yeah, and I need to adjust the food and adjust the training alongside that to make sure I don't go overboard with training. If my body's under too much pressure from hormones, I still remain active, but don't try to reach my personal best in the gym that particular day. And at the same time, I make sure my food is adequate. Yeah, so if I'm not training heavy, I'm not going to be eating loads of food. Yeah, and adjust the food to my training levels as well. Yeah, so hopefully this gives you some ideas. There's a few points in there, hopefully will help you to understand all the different components that come into tailoring something for you. Yeah, if you need help with tailoring anything, whether you got an autoimmune disorders, whether you're diabetic, whether you got thyroid problems, or whether you just need help tailoring stuff and you don't know where to start from, you know, reach out to me. That's what I do for a living. I'm an advanced personal trainer specializing in diabetes, obesity, and autoimmune and thyroid issues, and I can point you in the right direction, get you started, and then you can carry on by yourself if you want to. Yeah, okay. Hope you found this useful, guys. As usual, share it with anyone that you think may get benefit from that, and also please leave comments. You know, if you enjoyed it, please leave a comment. If you got any question, again, leave a comment. I will always answer any questions that come in the comments. And the aim is just trying basically to help everyone, to help you make the most of yourself, and give you just a few pointers to try to understand how your body works, so that you can adjust your lifestyle, your diet, your exercise to what you want to achieve, so that you know, we don't fall for all this marketing plot that's going out there, which is just company trying to sell the products. Yeah, so you don't need any of that crap. Yeah, just learn to listen to your body. Eat real food. Yeah, that doesn't come in packet, hasn't been messed around in a factory or anything like that. You know, as I said, food you want to eat is used to walk, used to swim, used to fly, used to grow from the tree or grow from the ground. Yeah, that's the food. That's real food. Anything else is just man-made. And you know what they do in processed food? They put lots of sugars and they put lots of salt. Why? Because it makes it very palatable and it makes it very addictive. And then that's when you get cravings for that crap, and that's when you can never give that crap up. You give it up, and then 60% of your work is done. Imagine that, 60% done. You just got to concentrate on the 40%, which is easily done with the few pointers I've given you. Okay, right, have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you in the next live. Bye.